Hey there, you must be the new recruit? Let me just take a look. Yeah, that's you. The name's J Train, Senior Medical Professor with EMS. I'm part of the Field Training Office. It looks like you'll be my trainee today. Let me tell you, you sure picked one hell of a day to start. The storms are rolling in and calls already stacking up. Don't worry though, you're in good hands. We'll get you through it. Come on, let's grab a cab together. No one wants to be soaking wet showing up on their first day. Well, that was quick. The cab showed up faster than I expected. Missing a hood, but hey, that's Los Santos for you. So tell me, have you been in the city long? I remember my first weeks here. I once got so turned around that I ended up in Sandy Shores when I was just trying to find Vespucci. The cabbies loved me back then. You catch on fast though. Whoa! Did you just see that guy? Anyways, just stick with the right people and you'll do fine. So, listen, starting out in EMS can feel overwhelming. The city really puts a lot of pressure on us, so don't let it get the best of you. Take your time, pay attention, and ask questions. Nobody's expecting perfection on your first day. All right, well, here we are. What do you say? Let's get you settled in. Welcome to Pillbox Hill Medical Center. Most of us here just call it PH, which stands for Pillbox Hospital. Pillbox Hospital has two main entrances. This one is the primary entrance, known as PH2, Pillbox Hospital, second floor. It's one of the busiest hospital lobbies in all of Los Santos, and you'll be spending a lot of time here. The other entrance, which we call PH1, is located on, yep, you guessed it, the first floor. We'll take a full tour of the hospital later, but for now, I want to focus on getting you ready for training. All of our hospital entrances are staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because of how important this lobby is to the city's emergency operations, our #1 priority is to ensure there is EMS presence here at all times. Now, let's head back this way so we can get you into your scrubs. The door to my right is our break room here at PH2, and you'll probably become very familiar with it during your time here. Secure areas like this one are always locked. To open the door, flex your E muscle as you walk up to it. Once you're inside, flex it again to lock the door behind you. It is extremely important that we keep secure areas protected. If you ever see someone who isn't EMS inside without an escort, you must politely ask them to leave. Over here, you'll see Jared Jackson, who is in charge of our medical warehouse here at Pillbox Hospital. Jared is the one who keeps this hospital stocked and running smoothly. When you begin going out on calls, you'll receive equipment from him, things like your medical mask and body armor. It's also important to note that per city rules, more specifically GR 6.3, it is forbidden to empty the warehouse of the organization for personal purposes. This carries one of the heaviest punishments the city can issue and will result in a permanent ban from the city. The supplies in the warehouse are for official duty use only. You are also obligated to report anyone who is not EMS that you find wearing items from the warehouse. Likewise, if you discover someone selling warehouse items, you must report that immediately as well. Until you've earned your medical mask from high command, you are not allowed to take anything from the warehouse. We'll cover more about that later. Through this next door, you'll find the employee changing room. This is where you'll use the closet to put on your first day uniform. Here's what you'll need to wear. Headwear, option 3, color 1. Outwear, option 13, color 1. Accessories, none. Pants, option 1, color 4. Shoes, option 1, color 1. Once you're dressed, make sure to save the uniform to your favorites. The closet lets you save a few different presets to use in different occasions. This really helps speed things along the next time you clock in. When you go off duty, simply step back into the closet to change into your regular clothes. While you're on duty, work clothes are absolutely mandatory, no exceptions, and you must always be wearing the appropriate uniform for your rank. You should also never wear an EMS uniform while you are off duty. Doing so is against city rules and is punishable under GR 6.26, since wearing these clothes gives you access to actions you would not have while in casual attire. As you earn promotions, you can look up the proper uniform for your new rank in the EMS emails. These are posted in the Uniforms channel under the Staff section. In addition to wearing the correct uniform, your overall appearance is just as important. Unprofessional tattoos on visible parts of the body, such as the face, hands, or arms, are strictly prohibited. If you have them, they must be removed or properly covered before you report for duty. No unprofessional accessories may be worn on the back. Items like swords, wings, or other decorative props are forbidden while in uniform. The only masks allowed in EMS are medical masks. Other items, such as halos, cloth masks, or decorative headgear are not permitted. This is both for professionalism and to comply with State Organization Rule 1.10, which mandates that all state employees must not wear masks on duty except for those provided in their official warehouse. Go ahead and get changed now. When you're ready, take the elevator up to the roof where I'll be waiting for you. Hey, you made it! The weather sure has cleared up. It's starting to look like a really beautiful day out. Here on the roof of Pillbox Hospital, you'll usually find a couple of helicopters used by our rescue operations teams. These are for harder to reach emergencies, or sometimes for transporting staff and patients between hospitals. We'll even take a flight to Sandy Shores Hospital, also referred to as SH, during your first day of training. Anyways, enough of the small talk. Ready to get started? Now that you've had a short introduction to Pillbox and gotten into uniform, let's talk about who we are as an organization and how we are structured. The Emergency Medical Services is a state organization, which means we are an official branch of government. Because of that, we work closely with our partner agencies, the National Guard, also known as NG, the San Andreas Highway Patrol, also known as SAHP, the Los Santos Police Department, also known as LSPD, and last but not least, the Federal Investigation Bureau, also known as FIB. Together, we form the backbone of public service, ensuring the safety, security, and health of every life in the state of San Andreas. Being a part of a state organization can be a rewarding experience, but it is also a privilege that comes with important restrictions. Under General Rule 6.11, it is strictly forbidden to hold positions on opposite sides of the law using additional accounts. If you serve in a state organization, any secondary account may only be employed within another state organization. If you are part of a gang or criminal group, your secondary account may only join another gang. State and criminal roles cannot be mixed, as this creates conflicts of interest and opportunities for collusion. Violating this rule results in a warning for both accounts. In addition, General Rule 6.4 prohibits playing the bad side of a state employee without first creating a proper role-play biography and getting approval from the leadership of the organization. This ensures such portrayals are handled with depth and responsibility, rather than used to exploit systems. Breaking this rule will also result in a warning. Like every state organization, EMS follows a clear chain of command. Under Rules of State 3.2, the chief doctor, with approval from both the government and the curator, has the authority to set the internal regulations of the hospital. This rule formalizes our chain of command and ensures EMS operates in line with state law. Understanding this structure helps us see how authority, accountability, and decision-making flow through the department. At the very top are the curators. You can think of them as the board of directors advising, guiding, and ensuring EMS is always led by the most capable leaders. While they don't manage daily operations, they set standards, review leadership, and make sure EMS continues to serve San Andreas with excellence. The curators can also issue strikes to leaders or entire organizations if expectations are not met. In rare cases, they can disband leadership entirely, allowing new direction to take over. Alongside the curators is the governor and the governing body. Their role is not to oversee EMS directly, but to drive policy, ensuring EMS follows state laws and priorities. The government also provides base compensation and bonuses through the Treasury, reinforcing its role in our operations. From there, authority flows to the Chief of EMS, the top operational leader responsible for the overall direction and performance of the department. Anyone can apply to become chief by submitting an application, but only the most qualified are chosen by the curators. A strong resume showing dedication within EMS, leadership ability, and relevant experience is critical. Leadership terms are also regulated. Under Rules for Leaders 1.1, every chief must serve a minimum 30-day term. This ensures stability and provides time to implement meaningful changes. Supporting the chief is the deputy chief, the second in command, who steps in whenever necessary. The chief of staff manages internal operations, keeps departments coordinated, and oversees promotion ceremonies, weekly events that recognize the growth and achievements of EMS members. The chief of all departments works alongside the chief of staff to provide oversight and ensure consistency across every branch of EMS. Next are the chiefs of department, each responsible for one of the 7 major branches of the organization. Their role is to ensure their department runs smoothly, enforce policy, and operate in line with the goals of leadership. Chiefs provide direction to their divisions, making sure procedures are followed and standards are upheld at every level. Chiefs serve as the primary point of contact between their department and upper leadership, relaying updates, raising concerns, and coordinating with other branches when needed. Beneath them, division chiefs manage specific operational areas. Heads of division lead frontline teams, and deans of division provide mentorship and specialized oversight to staff in the field. Finally, internal affairs provides independent oversight. This department handles disputes, investigations, accountability matters, and legal challenges involving EMS, ensuring the organization remains professional and compliant. Together, all of these roles form High Command, the leadership body that keeps EMS professional, accountable, and aligned with its mission to serve San Andreas. Now that you understand the chain of command, let's go over the departments that make up EMS. We begin with Human Resource Training, or HRT, also called the Field Training Office. HRT is responsible for onboarding new employees, running Day 1 and Day 2 training, and guiding freshers and medical students through their first steps in EMS. This department ensures every new member is properly trained and ready for the work ahead. Next is the Lab Tech department. Lab techs handle the research, production, and delivery of supplies, everything from pills to med kits. They make sure our hospitals and ambulances stay stocked, keeping EMS prepared to serve the public at all times. Then we have the medical department. This is the front line inside our hospitals. Medical staff are usually the first point of contact when patients arrive in the lobby or emergency room. They focus on patient treatment, preventative care, and keeping operations at Pillbox Hill and Sandy Shores running smoothly. Ambulance services are our short-range ground responders. They drive through the city streets, answer emergency calls, stabilize patients on scene, and transport them safely to the hospital. They represent EMS in neighborhoods across San Andreas, delivering care directly to the community. Rescue operations cover long-range and high-risk rescues. This team specializes in air evacuations by helicopter, search and rescue missions, and large-scale emergencies. They are the ones who respond by air, often coordinating with other state agencies when the situation demands it. Finally, we have the surgery department. Surgeons handle the advanced side of medical care, including trauma and orthopedic work, complex operations, and running community health programs like blood drives. Both surgery and rescue operations are advanced branches reserved for experienced members requiring extra training and dedication to join. In time, you'll find your place within one of these departments, contributing to the larger mission of EMS across San Andreas. Now that you understand the departments, let's walk through the process of earning your medical mask. You begin right here as a fresher. This is your starting point, where you're introduced to who we are and how we operate. And by showing up today, you've already taken your first step in showing your commitment. Great work! The very first step in Day 1 training is signing the EMS medical charter and your employment contract. Pay attention to the fine print in these documents. There are a few cautions to keep in mind. Both documents must be signed before training begins, and you can review them ahead of time in the Important Documents channel of EMS emails, so you're ready to sign right away. Once you sign, you're committing to at least 1 week of service and completing training before you're able to leave the organization. Leaving without approval from high command can lead to disciplinary actions, such as blacklisting yourself from future EMS employment and even fines. We also ask that you complete onboarding within 7 days. Once you start, you're expected to finish. Not completing onboarding after we've invested time into training you wastes both our time and the city's resources. And remember, EMS leadership may end your training at any point if you're deemed unsuitable by an FTO or high command. This is very rare though. All right, with that step complete, you'll move into the rest of Day 1 training. This is where you'll learn the basics: hospital layouts, key procedures, and how to manage the lobbies. When you're in this role, you're the face of EMS to the public inside our hospitals. It's the first real test of how you represent us. Once you finish Day 1, you'll be promoted to medical student. At this stage, you'll put your knowledge into practice with unsupervised lobby duty. 2 hours at Pillbox Hill and 3 hours at Sandy Shores. This is your chance to interact directly with patients and prove you can manage the lobby on your own. From there, you'll move into Day 2 training. This session focuses on ambulance services and the lab tech department. You'll learn how to complete medical deliveries, produce supplies, and operate ambulances in the city. This is where your role expands, beyond the hospital and into the streets. After Day 2, you'll complete 5 hours of unsupervised ambulance calls. These shifts test your ability to respond responsibly and independently in real situations. Once those hours are complete, you'll take the medical exam. This confirms your knowledge, your readiness, and your understanding of EMS standards. And finally, you'll choose your department, either the medical department or ambulance services. Once you're promoted into your department, you'll be awarded your medical mask. And that mask? It's more than just part of your uniform. It represents the growth you've achieved and your full place within the EMS community. Still hanging in there? This final portion of our training won't take long, and then you'll be free to move into Day 1 training as soon as you're ready. All right, let's do it. Let's start with your salary, commissions, and bonuses. As an EMS employee, you'll earn a regular salary, plus commissions for the work you do. Commissions come from selling health insurance, first aid kits and pills, producing medical supplies, and treating patients outside of our medical centers at Pillbox Hill and Sandy Shores. On top of that, EMS rewards employees who go above and beyond with seasonal and performance-based bonuses. The latest bonus structures are always posted in EMS emails, usually in the announcements under the General section. Now let's talk about strikes. Strikes are issued for breaking rules or for failing to follow policies and procedures. Depending on severity, a strike can result in refresher training, suspension, demotion, or even blacklisting. While rare, strikes can also carry financial consequences. If you receive them, you may lose your eligibility for promotions or bonuses for the given week. Following the rules and staying professional is the surest way to keep your record clean and your rewards intact. Next up are your weekly minimum requirements. Every employee must meet the minimum weekly hours listed in their employee contract. This keeps the department staffed and ensures the public receives the coverage it needs. If you fall short of these requirements, it can result in discipline or strikes. Now let's review prohibitions and conduct. You must abide by the law at all times. No criminal activity, period. You may not enter the black market, whether on or off duty. More on this in the upcoming trainings. You cannot carry weapons while on duty. Off duty, you may only carry licensed firearms, limited to 3 weapons and 150 rounds in your trunk. You may not drive personal vehicles while wearing an EMS uniform, and you may not drive EMS vehicles while off duty. EMS vehicles are for official duties only. It is against policy to impersonate high command. Sleeping on duty is against the rules and can also land you a warning for paycheck farming if you're also off duty and in EMS clothes. Finally, misusing radio codes or acting unprofessionally will result in disciplinary action. Now, let's take a moment to cover illegal items, forbidden activities, and allowed activities. Illegal items include anti-radar, people scanners, painted guns, illegal vests, lockpick sets, engine blockers, marijuana seeds, fake cash, vehicle scanners, policeman papers, paper for money, and the ingredient for cocaine. None of these are permitted under any circumstances. Forbidden activities include aircraft carriers, bank robberies, store robberies, hostage situations, submarines, ghetto patrols, bank protection, ATM robberies, black market raids, transport escorts, prison protection, Fort Zancudo raids, prison breaks, and working as an informant. Allowed activities are more limited, but include family raids, weapon factory or foundry battles, business wars, and informals, but only if the family is unofficial. Always remember these categories and keep them in mind during your time here. Knowing the difference between what's forbidden, what's allowed, and what's illegal will help you avoid serious trouble. Now let's talk about taking time away. If you ever need a break, you're entitled to request a leave of absence for 3 to 7 days. Up to 14 days may be approved by exception per state guidelines, but don't tell the chief I told you that. You don't need to give a reason if you'd rather keep it private, but the request must be submitted in the leave of absence channel found in EMS emails. Failing to do so may result in discipline, including fines. And finally, let's talk about the right way to leave. Life changes, and sometimes you may decide to step away from EMS permanently or for an extended period. If that happens, you must do it the right way. That means writing a resignation letter and notifying high command in character. Leaving without approval, walking away mid-training, or simply disappearing is considered a breach of contract. Doing so can result in fines, blacklisting, or other consequences depending on the severity of the case. Returning your medical mask and leaving with high command's approval is the only way to leave on good terms. Whew! That's a lot to take in, I know. But don't worry, you've made it through the fresher training, and you now understand the expectations, the rules, and the responsibilities that come with this role. The next step is easy, assuming I haven't scared you away already. Head over to the Signature Upload channel in the FTO section of EMS emails and post a screenshot of your signature to confirm that you've signed the medical charter and the employment contract. and that you've watched this fresher training video. Type the following in the presence of an FTO in advance of your Day 1 training. /me acknowledges completion of fresher training and signs the medical charter and employment contract. That's it. You're done with orientation. In our next session, we'll step into Day 1 training, where you'll learn hospital layouts, procedures, and lobby operations. I can promise you, the trainings only get more fun from here on. We'll see you in the next one.